welcome to Gemstone Tarot. Wednesday the 19th? Wednesday the 19th-ish. Why isn't there ish? Why can't we say it's the 19th-ish? Do you know what I mean? I'll be there around 4-ish. It's the 19th-ish. 2026-ish. There should be a lot more ish when it comes to times. We could put it on clocks. In between, like, the thingies. What are they called? In between the lines that make hours, there could be ishes. It's 4-ish. There we go. We're using the Bohemian, well, the Baroque. That's a big title, isn't it? The Baroque Bohemian Cats Tarot. So this is the same company that made the fairy tale tarot that we did, and also the Gothic tarot that I've got that I use sometimes in the monthly readings, which I can't see for now. Yeah, it's a very sort of, well, expensive actually, although these weren't. These were from a house clearance, which is bloody amazing. Alex Ukolov and Karen Mahoney. They do gorgeous decks. Just very nicely done. Like, look, see? Little Baroque box. Nice little backs on them as well. It all feels very kind of, yeah. And it says, because all cats are bohemian at heart. And these are from 2011. So they're 15 years old. Flip. The Baroque Bohemian Cats Tarot, because all cats are bohemian at heart. And they've put a proper apostrophe after cats. I do appreciate good use of apostrophe. Let me know your thoughts. I mean, I went to the sort of school where you were lucky to know there was such a thing, and you definitely couldn't spell it, do you know what I mean? But I've picked it up as I've gone along, in terms of a lot of things actually. But apostrophe is definitely one of them, and I find that whole kind of belonging type thing. I did it a bit more when I did biblical Greek. I know that useful skill of biblical Greek. What can you do? What is your skill set? I can read the New Testament in Greek very slowly. But they have like genitive and dative and all these other type things, and one of them is kind of what our apostrophe is. It's like belonging, and you can, what they call, pass some text and work out the context of who's the most important person and what do they want and all those things by things like that. I know. Fascinating. Anyway, God. Back to the heatwave. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm slightly adjusting to it, but I think it's that kind of adjustment that is actually the same as melting. You know, it's like not a radical acceptance, but a sort of exhausted acceptance. Radical acceptance, you're quite buoyed up, aren't you? You're like, I'm radically accepting, and it's going to do me good. And then when you're into that other kind of acceptance, you've just been worn down by it, really. You don't have a lot of choice. It's that kind of acceptance. Anyway, here's Ginger Nuts, who has recently started fighting with some of my cats, so he's not quite as in my good books as he used to be. But also, I then catch him like sleeping side by side with Leia. I know, can't work them out, but at other times Leia comes in with half her ear missing because they've been fighting in the alleyway. It's cats for you. We've got the Three of Wands, so there's something to look out for, something about looking over the horizon, and I really like this. Something about opening up or expanding your horizon. And then we have the absolute opposite. Isn't this gorgeous? That cat's gorgeous. I think, are they called British Blue? Anyway, the cloak is to die for, isn't it? Looks a little bit like Nicole Kidman's latest photo shoot in Vogue. I don't know if you've seen that. But there's a lot of cloakage and a lot of sort of this. standing about, you know, with voluminous clothes on. So channeling Nicole Kidman in Vogue here, we have the Hermit. So the Hermit is the opposite. So you're looking out and you're looking in. Now we know that as humans, and definitely as cats, that you can be two different things at once. In fact, you can be a right old interesting mix. And that's just the way you roll, isn't it? Why not? So we have something here about contrariness, and we're being contrary and we're not apologising for it. So, and let's have a look at the cards. Are they gonna, why are they always down there and they never fit the screen? Okay. And sequins are good when they're going the right way. But when they're not, they stick. Okay. Oh God. Oh dear. Sorry. Right. That's not too bad. Look, you can go right in like that. Then you can't see them all. Oh lordy. Sorry, I'm a bit, whoa, probably getting vertigo, aren't you, watching this? That's it, that's as good as it's going to get. So we've got looking out, then looking in. A little bit like we just did with the lens. Focusing out, focusing in. That's my focusing out, focusing in hand. Isn't it weird how my head's up there and my hand is there? How could we even explain this to anybody? Then we got the world. And it's like, I feel like we're in a transitional stage, which probably is what we are, because we're pre-eclipse, pre-lunar eclipse, which is the big wave and all that. And it feels like we're drawing out, we're drawing in, and it's like that wave again. And we're closing something down, but it's messy. And it's not like we go, right then, let's draw a line. You know, that cycle's ended, the new one's begun. Ta-da! No, it doesn't work like that. It's circular, it's spirally, it's messy, but somehow in a scribbly, circular, spirally, messy way, we are doing it. We are closing it down. Then we have the Two of Swords, which comes in. Very nice dress, by the way. Even more Nicole Kidman here. Yes. You'll have to Google it now. Two of Swords is neither Nout nor Summit. So we're not back in the past, and we had Judgment yesterday, and we're not front in the future either. We're just here in this kind of nothingness space between eclipses and between worlds. We've got the Three of Cups, which we had yesterday, but also look at this little bugger. Oh my God. Look at that. He's doing little voodoo and then giving you big eyes. I'm not sure, that's a mixture. There's a lot to unpack there, isn't there? Look. Okay. For some of us, there's something to unpack in our connections. It can be friendship, it can be love, or it can be whatever it is, okay? But it's this sense of connection and disconnection coming in and coming out. And it's not going to be resolved in a hurry, okay? That's just the space we're in. And I think the more we can lean into that, the easier it's going to be. There you go. Leave me a comment. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.